All right, well, here we go again. I've gotten some feedback since my first video came out. I haven't released the second as of the recording of this, but we'll see how it goes. The second one is, of course, if you're watching this in order, the second one is the ceiling fan. Just simply kind of seeing a basis of what it takes to get these parts and pieces. And at the end of that one, I kind of said that I think this was going to be the next one. We were going to clean this guy up. And like I said, I've kind of listened to some comments on our Facebook page, which is Two Found Treasures, or I think we just changed the name officially to When Pigs Fly. We used to be under Two Found Treasures, and we figured that a whole change of life, a new beginning was in order, and When Pigs Fly seems to be the name that's calling to us right now. But yeah, this at the end of taking that into account, and I'm going to do some videos that are a little shorter, probably a little more edited. And this one, what we're going to do today, I think, is I'm going to take this guy, which has been sitting in our garden probably about 5 years now, and he's lost his wings. We're going to rebuild some wings, and we're going to grind down to some bare metal, get some nice lines going to it. And then in the next video, I think I'm going to set up a little area here that I can paint in, and we're going to paint the bird that I made in my first video in this one. We're going to give it some nice accents, and then probably do some grinding to bring out the lines again. So that'll probably be the next video to come. All right, well, let's get started. I hope everybody's having a good day. For me, it stopped raining, but it is still very, very saturated out there. We are the low country here, and when it rains, my yard turns to mud. So that's why no blacksmithing at all. I actually woke up in the mood to do some blacksmith hooks today, but not gonna happen. So we'll do this. All right, well, let's get started. I'm not quite used to being wired at this point. Still getting used to it. All right. Well, I think that's going to do it. If you're sitting there wondering why I grind the piece, especially before I start making it, I like to see the lines. If you can see the lines when they were painted, they were kind of all dull. Now they're standing out. I want to see the lines of the bird. There was a time when I felt like I should paint everything. I was trying to go more realistic, so I made sure my peacocks, this is a little peacock, this is just a little mini one, were all painted, just about all covering except for copper wire coils, which we covered that in the ceiling fan yesterday. This is a smaller one, probably off a grinder or a small appliance, that I took apart. But there was that, and then this had paint that was had been spilt on it through one of the projects. I have a 1978 home that we have been living in for going on 7 years now, I think, 6 or 7 years, and there's always something to be done. And this guy got on the other end of a little paint spill. along with having the wings taken off a little bit. By the way, I'm always doing DIY projects. I have a background in carpentry and remodeling. If anybody wants to see that, just let me know. I'll start including some of the lighter projects on the channel that I do around my house. I've actually just finished building a little outside shower area that so I can wash up when I come in from the shop. And still got to do a wall in there, and I do electrical and whatnot. So, all right, we'll start by putting wings on this guy. And what I do is, on a bird like this, I'm probably going to have 3 feathers going down and then a little floral end on the side. So I just kind of go through, and what I'm looking for, they don't have to match here, but they have to match here so that each side will be similar. It appears that I have separated these at one point in the past, because this is going to be extremely easy. There's my 6 that I'm looking for. By the way, these are also recycled. I purchased these from the thrift store, flea markets. A lot of times I'll go up on Facebook Marketplace, and if someone's trying to rehome a set, that happens a lot, I'll offer them one of my small pieces, in trade of a box of utensils or whatnot. It's all about keeping it out of the landfill. Make sure you're still in focus. Yep, still look like you're looking at everything. All right. Now, once again, I want to make sure the like is with the like. And just put these out like this, and we are ready to start welding. Now, I've been told that you can't hear me on the visor, so I'm going to stop talking when I'm welding, at least until I figure out another microphone situation. But we just spread them out a little bit like that. I'm gonna bring that down a little bit. Come on, bring it down a little bit. What I'm trying to do is get it to where I can just clip the ground electrode lead right there like that, and then splay those out. Then I'm gonna hold them down. Flames happen in my shop. One time my wife actually walked in and started screaming. I had no idea why, and I told her, let me finish this weld. I was actually working on a piece for a art show I was in, and I believe it was 2012. I was in a art show back home that was judged by one of the moderators or curators of the Art Museum of Virginia, and I took one of the excellence awards that year for that piece. But she walked in and she started screaming, and I was trying to get this weld perfect, and I hadn't noticed, but there were flames coming up my I was wearing jeans. I didn't have my leathers on. I was wearing jeans, and there was actually flames. My pants were on fire. And but you get so concentrated on the welds, nothing else matters. Luckily, I have her, and because of her, I have fire extinguishers in the shop now. So there's a modicum of safety. Now we're just going to... Now, these are the perfect size for this guy. Now don't put any curve on chicken wings or peacock wings, because if you look at them naturally, there's not the flourishes that you'll see on other birds. I'll put them on a lot of the wings, like I'll put curves on angel wings because they fold under with the double layers. But with the bird wings, they're usually straight. They're very straight. Ostriches, if I ever build an ostrich, I'll have to put curves on it, but I haven't done that yet. So that'll be about where it sits. I've got to link these two areas, and what I'll do is I'll come across with, come over back to my silverware set here, and I'm looking for a couple of forks or spoons with flourishes on their ends. Because one thing people think of chickens as very boring. Peacocks don't get that, and this is a peacock, but to me they're very similar. I grew up raising chickens and peacocks, chickens and peacocks and birds of all kinds, and they're birds in general are very fancy. They're very colorful. They're very ornate. And I find that I can get a little more ornate with them. None of these are going to work. I don't like them. So, I'm going to go over here. And grab off. These are actually a set fresh from... these were a set donated by a friend of mine, and then they're mixed in with a set that are fresh from the thrift store. And I don't know what I've got over there. Half of this is hunting. Let's see here. And yes, that's the sound of me pulling anything off of my shelf. I'm sorry. Let's see what we got. Set that right there. And an old music note that was stuck in there. I have people request things from me from time to time, and I can still remember I had a couple requests for some music notes, and made them, and I made some hooks out of some of them as well, and it just hangs on the wall. It's I guess I should have prepped this beforehand, but I'm trying to be show the process as much as possible. Okay, I think I found them. They weren't what I went after, but I've said in other times that these things speak to me sometimes. And I think those go pretty good with these wings and this bird. And it's going to sit like just about like that. And what I'm going to do right now is one thing. While it's still off, I'm going to run the grinder down it. And then in this case, I just want to kind of see where these are going to hit. I think on this one, a lot of times I'll weld those wings up first, but I think on this one, my wife the other night told me that I always have my wings hanging straight down. I think that was implying that she wants to see some. Well, apparently my camera kind of canceled out when we had our little accident. I didn't realize that. I'm sorry. But you see, I added some forks where I twisted the tines down here, just to add a little flourish to it. I'll show those in another video of how to do that. And other than that, I think he's about finished up. What we've got to do next is add a little coloring, add some clear coat, and he'll be ready to be in the yard for years to come again. Thanks for watching.